Tonight, the playoff race continues and the Southern Derby Cup winner will be crowned at MUSC Health Stadium as North Carolina FC travel across the state border to take on their rival, the Charleston Battery. It's a big match for a number of reasons and we're absolutely thrilled to be bringing it to you. Hey everyone, we welcome you up to the broadcast booth. It's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. And Derek, the playoff race well and truly on now. Both teams desperate for 3 points tonight for different reasons. For the visitors looking, of course, for that home advantage playoff position. And for Mike Hanhouser's side, just looking to secure a position in the postseason. There's one player in particular we
out for the fans and to bid on, and it's going to be a great day like it always is when we do these, and 3 points is going to make it that much more special for these players.
Afternoon here, Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley, and you can see there the helicopter landing, delivering the game ball for today's match. It is hometown hero afternoon, and the Battery players will be in limited edition jerseys benefiting the COP athletic program. Let's take a quick look at tonight's starting lineups. Derek, we've already mentioned what a massive match this is. We'll start with the visitors. Alex Tambakis, the man that we highlighted in the intro, of course, gets the start between the sticks. Awalu up top. And let's take a look at who else stands out there to you.
Yeah, to me, one of the players we're going to have to watch tonight is Perez. You know, he gives good width. He's very good, very tricky, and he'll get plenty of crosses in. So he's one. And then number 10, Spees, who's a traditional number 10. He's a very good player, likes to get on the ball, and he's one that's going to make it happen for this North Carolina team.
And on the other hand, for Mike Anhauser's side, it's Joe Kaminski who gets the start in goal. Captain Taylor Mueller will anchor the back line with Schaik and Boscher and Lewis up top.
Yeah, Lewis is a big player for this team, isn't he? He makes a lot of things happen. Marini's got some vital goals this season, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get another one tonight, especially with the start. And Pickett gives good width on the right as well. So again, a must-win game for the Battery today, and I'm sure that these players are really up for this game today.
A couple of changes to the back line, as you can see there as well. Nelson and Patterson make their way in on the flanks. Kevin Broadley is the man in the middle for tonight's match. Well, Derek, with a win tonight for North Carolina FC, they secure themselves a playoff position, and Mike Anhauser's side desperate to get themselves in a position where the postseason, will be an option for them.
No, I think it's a massive game for the Battery, probably more so than North Carolina. You know, they're probably going to make the playoffs. It's just whether they get a home game or an away game. The Battery need to get themselves back into contention, and I'm sure, as I said, every player will be focused to do that. It's Hometown Heroes Day. A little shout out for me for Dave Ashley, who got his Hometown Hero awarded to him before that. Really pleased to see he got that, and he's got a lot of friends and family in town. And again, these players will want to do it for all these Hometown Heroes that have come out today.
It has been nearly 6 months since these two teams last met in North Carolina at Salem Stadium. Both teams took a point from that game, but both teams hungrier than ever for all three here this afternoon. It's a beautiful day on Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina, for North Carolina FC in the away whites, going from left to right on your screen, and for Mike Anhauser's side in those limited edition Hometown Hero jerseys available for auction. Kyle Nelson on the far side. The Battery will start with the possession. Schaik anchoring at centre back after Leland Archer out with an injury. Big ball up to Boscher, flicked on, nobody home, and Tambakis safely collects that at the other end. And we mentioned what a big part Alex Tambakis can play in this match. He's had a fantastic season so far, was the USL Fan Choice mid-season Goalkeeper of the Year. Boscher with the pressure, forces him out long just before the half. Zico Lewis in to the mix. Manny Perez, he's got some pace, threads a beautiful ball through for Awalu. It's Awalu in the box, gets it across. Stephen Miller knocking at the door. Picks up on the far side. Stephen Miller also having a phenomenal season. 9 goals, 6 assists on the year so far. A playmaker that can find the back of the net himself as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of them games where you're going to see that North Carolina, I mean, they're a very confident team. You know, they've had a great season. They're going to come here and fancy their chances. I think we could get a very open game because they're going to come out, they'll want the win, and the Battery have to go for the win. And although they've got a few new starts, I mean, we'll talk more about Jared Schaik at half-time and stuff, but his versatility there, and you just showed he's gone back in at centre-half. I think, as I said, there's a lot of positives today for both teams, a lot at stake. And I think the neutral fans out there will be the beneficiaries. They'll get to see a very open and attacking game.
Joshua, the South African, the League Offensive Player of the Year. During his college time at Columbia University. Dante Marini with the chase. Gian. To earn a throw-in out of the back. He'll leave that for Duvernay. The homegrown player. First player in club history actually to have played for the North Carolina FC Academy and make his way through the under-23s all the way up to the first team. A fantastic story.
No, it's one that we're going to look to try and do here in Charleston as well, you know, with the youth product, and there's a big youth presence here today. You know, it's, they've had their first tailgate, and you know, every club in America, that's why soccer's really coming on now. They're starting to get homegrown players and players that are coming through that have an affinity, and a family that has an affinity with the club, and that's a really good sign for the game and for the growth of the game going forward.
Mario Pickett at the top of the box. And to find the feet of Marini, it falls all the way through. AJ Patterson now with the press. Too much, says Kevin Broadley. AJ Patterson, one to note as well, had a brilliant year for his country with the Grenada national team, slotted a penalty home in his last appearance.
Yeah, and he'll want to finish off the season really well when he could be a very important player for the Battery in this run in, and I'm sure he'll want to get minutes under his belt and really solidify himself. He said his chances this year have been limited, but this is his big chance.
And Schaik up for the head, does just enough, takes a deflection. Up comes DJ Taylor, the Raleigh native. Abadawi there in the mix, the former Cincinnati player. Candela, connect the press. Abadawi through to Awalu. AJ Patterson nicely defended inside the box. And up comes the first corner kick of this afternoon's match, as set pieces will be absolutely crucial for either side today.
No, they always are in games, aren't they? And today, the Battery's going to have to be defensively sound. North Carolina, I'm sure, will fancy their chances. It's something they work on in training, I'm sure, and we'll see what they've got up their sleeve with this first one.
Graham Smith over the dead ball, 1 assist on the season so far. It's his 15th start here tonight. Smith with the delivery, it's a good one towards the back post. Wallow keeps it alive. Joshua applies the pressure. Duvernay across to DJ Taylor. Sam Backus high up off his line.
It's good pressure by the Battery, isn't it? They've slowly, steadily built that line of confrontation all the way up to the goalkeeper. That was very good play, very good organised play.
It's been a good, energetic start for both sides, who are both coming in with losses against teams lower than them in the Eastern Conference. Both with a lot to prove here tonight. For North Carolina FC, of course, coming in off that loss against Swope Park Rangers, who sit bottom of the East. And the Battery coming in off a midweek loss against Atlanta United too. And both looking to turn the tides with only 1 win in their last 5 games for either team.
Yeah, and I think that shows you the strength of the league, doesn't it? That, sometimes you go on a run, and all teams, even the bottom teams, are going to have a run in this league. And what you have to do is you have to really capitalise when your team's doing well, and really dig in deep when your team's going through that little rough patch, which both of these teams currently are.
Joshua with the flick on, Dante Marini there. Broadly to bring it back down. And talking of victories against teams that are higher than you in the Eastern Conference, North Carolina FC with quite the record so far this year. They've won on the road against Red Bulls 2. Tampa Bay Rowdies got a draw against Indy 11. They know how to make it happen against teams higher than them in the East. Lewis assessing his options, holding his tracks. Marini into the mix, and Nunga. Pressure from the visitors forces a stray ball.
I think just a bit of miscommunication there. Patterson said he's going to come in, he's going to take a little bit of time just to play himself in. He hasn't had that many minutes this season. He's a very good, solid defender, but trying to lead it into the attack is going to be where he's going to see where he can fit in.
Something important to note, of course, in this afternoon's match, a different kickoff time to what the Battery are used to. 83 degrees at kickoff. It's a very, very deceivingly warm afternoon here.
You'd be amazed how that throws players off. They come in there, the whole game day routine is thrown out the window. Their eating habits, their sleeping, their arrival for the games, and then on top of that, you've got to play in this really intense heat.
Schaik to the Panamanian international Romario Piggott, who goes straight over the top. Boshua on the run. Tam Backus quick off his line.
That's a tough ball. It's a good idea. It's a great idea to try and play in behind the back four, but it's got to be an absolutely inch-perfect pass. And Boshua read it well, but as I said, that's a real tough one. But a nice little spell. And the Battery are quite used to giving other, away teams, visiting teams, some of the ball. They'd like to play on the counter-attack. It's what they're good at.
Manny Perez, he's got some pace down this flank. Still Perez looking to drop one into the box, and AJ Patterson does just enough.
That's great defending there by Patterson. As I said, he looked a couple of times where he tried to have a little nibble, didn't he, with a tackle, but he's very patient. When he got his chance to put his foot in, he doesn't mind conceding the corner at that stage of the game.
Be a good foot race between those two speedy players for this afternoon. Graham Smith once again on this near side. Fans out enjoying the beautiful sunshine here in Charleston, South Carolina. Smith, back post again, Mueller away. Still alive in the box. Boshua tries to get a touch on it. And a collision will give Joe Kaminski a chance to bring it out the back.
I think when people talk about set pieces, everyone sees them ones where the corner comes in, someone gets a good head on the ball, but sometimes it's the second phase. It's when the ball drops down there. But lucky enough, Boshua just got a free kick, but that can fall down. That's when silly penalties are given away and all sorts. So it's important that teams really focus all the way through to that. If you're the defensive team, you don't rest until that ball's well clear of the box.
Captain Taylor Mueller made his 200th appearance for the Charleston Battery earlier on this season. Over 18,000 minutes played for the club. Started every game but one last year for Mike Anhauser. 4th in all-time appearances, behind Dusty Hudock and John Wilson, who are down on the bench with Mike Anhauser below us. Boshua once again to win a free kick.
That's good centre-forward play again. He is a good, strong target player. He likes to get in. He's happy to have physical confrontation in and around him. And you'll see here, look, he relishes it. He just gets his body in front, draws the foul. And this is a good position. I think it's a little bit too far out for a shot, although with Lewis, that sweet left foot that he has, I'm sure he'll be thinking about it. And again, second phase balls. Tambakis doesn't hold it. Teams, players following him. Lead to good goals.
You can see how hungry Mike Anhauser's team are to get in the attack. Everybody up around the ball. Zico Lewis, straight strike it is, and just wide of the target. Absolutely lethal.
Yeah, that's an ambitious effort from there. That's about 35 yards out, but it shows the confidence that he has. And he, he's a very talented and technical player. Tambakis, I think, had it covered. We'll see this, but that's one that maybe gets one a little bit closer in the next 15, 20 minutes, and then he can have a real test and see how good Tambakis is from these free kicks.
Tambakis, like we mentioned, familiar to the turf here in Charleston after 2 spells with the Charleston Battery. A spell with Atlanta United. Once again, Boshua brought down the ball, not given. Perez moves it back to DJ Taylor. Into the mix. Speed, dink ball over. Perez straight across the box, and Mueller nicely done. A bit of trickery there, paid off.
It's a great habit. It's a great habit to put himself in the right places at the right times. It was a bit unorthodox there with how he got it, but very, very good play. It's where he puts himself that makes it all count.
Candela. The former Wofford Terrier Kyle Nelson in his rookie season. Boshua busy on the ball in the midfield. Good flick out wide, just a touch too much for Dante Marini on this flank.
That's good. Great spot by Zico Lewis, and he's not the tallest, is he, Marini? And I think if he's just gone a little bit wider, he might give himself a little bit more of a chance. But good play by Zico Lewis.
11th start of the season tonight. 4 goals, 4 game-winning goals at that. Looking to make that 5 here tonight. Spees through for Miller. Smith for DJ Taylor. Good to see DJ Taylor back in the mix. He actually went off with an injury against Swope Park Rangers in the last match. 31 appearances for his team last year. A real mainstay on the back line. Ibukui. Abadawi. Carolina strolling through the midfield. Al-Badawi out wide. Manny Perez into the mix and takes a deflection. Throwing coming down the near side.
Perez is a real threat right now, isn't he? I mean, they're finding him very frequently. He's getting some good success here. Again, he takes great positions up, and it's a great delivery in. And again, Taylor Mueller has to be his very best just to make sure that he finds the right spot to clear that out the back, out the 6-yard box.
Perez. But Alvin helping out to the top. McCoy. DJ Taylor getting involved from the back line.
Looking very confident on the ball, aren't they, North Carolina right now? It's a great little spell for them. They, good pressure.
DJ Taylor, 3 assists on the season so far. Into the box it goes. Shout for the bicycle there. Nothing to come to fruition.
I said right now you'd have to say that they're on top. They've come here. You can see they're a very good side. They'll want to secure that playoff spot as quick as they can, like all teams do. Then they can not necessarily take their foot off the gas, but they can relax and then start to prepare for playoff soccer. But the Battery, there's a little bit of pressure on them Battery now. There's a little points gap opened up. They know it's a must-win game. But these, a lot of these players have been around the block. They know what they're doing. People like Jared Van Schaik, Taylor Mueller, Zico Lewis. They've been playing a long time. They'll know what this game takes.
Connecting the attack and talking of the playoff race, Nashville, Tampa, Indy, and New York all have clinched their playoff position already. A mixture of games yesterday, a thrilling one between a top of the Eastern Conference matchup. Louisville City beating New York Red Bulls to 5-3. What a game that was. And Tampa Bay Rowdies beating Bethlehem Steel 6-1. Everybody down below us taking an opportunity for some hydration.
I think every time there's an injury today, you'll see players taking on fluid. As I said, it's deceptively hot out there. The cameras don't really show the heat index or anything like that on there. And these players are playing at a good tempo right now. It's a very open game. North Carolina are definitely on top in terms of possession. But this Battery team at home, they like to play on the counter-attack. They've got good pace in certain areas. They've got good technique. They've got a very creative player in Zico Lewis, Dante Marini. So, as long as the game stays 0-0, they'll be very comfortable. It's something they're used to. And they'll be looking for that one opportunity that can get them in front. And then when they are in front, they're very hard to break down.
See on your screen there, even head coach Dave Sarachan taking an opportunity for some hydration. Several teams over the year, including many in the MLS, and of course most recently with the US men's national team, an interim head coach. Mike Canhouse also down there on the bench looking over, celebrating his 25th anniversary season, his 26th year with the Charleston Battery, over 200 career wins. And of course important to mention, Derek, the Battery, the only team to have made it to the postseason every year that they have been involved. They'll be looking to do that this year. Back and away with pace into the box it goes. Jared Van Schaik with the head. Anunga flicks on. The danger not over. Here comes the strike. And over the top of the bar. No worries for Kaminski.
Dante really wasn't out there, but again, again, as much as that's a good strike, you don't really mind it from too far. I mean, again, it's good position by Van Schaik. It's not the greatest header. I think the second one, was Anunga got it out, and that shot was always rising. Kaminski had it covered. And as I said, as a team, when teams are shooting from 25, 30 yards, although you're concerned, you're not really concerned.
Mueller opts to go direct.
The Battery need to do a much better job of keeping possession. They've given it away far too cheaply the last couple of times. And when you're in this heat, when you're chasing the game and you're not in possession, you're having to work extremely hard. So they need to do a much better job of keeping hold of the ball. Here they've regained it now. Let's see what they can do.
Zico Lewis lays it off for Brian Anunga. Marini over the top. Patterson's there. Nods on. Cam Bosher would get on the end of it. Collision at the top of the box there.
Right now, he's probably the one player for the Battery you're saying he's up for this game. Boshiru. He's very competitive. He's all there. You go here, look, he's fully committed to go and winning this header. Okay, it's a little nudge in the back there, but It shows you how much he wants to score a goal and how much he wants to be involved in this game today. And I think if you get a few more of them working as hard as that, that'll only be good for Mike Anhauser and his team.
Another one that's been on stellar form for his country as of late. His first match back here this afternoon after returning from the Palestine national team. Joshua. Back, Patterson leaves it for Marini. A big switch to come from Van Schaik.
Just as I say, retaining the ball, keeping it, making the other team work. You know, just sometimes you just do it just to take the sting out the other team rhythm, and that's what I think the battery need to do now. Just have a little bit more, even if it's in the final third, in their own third, it's okay.
Mario Piggott on the flank. Does enough to apply the pressure. Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues around the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Lewis, Romario Piggott on the run. Can he connect the pass? It's Boshua. Lays it for Anunga, takes the deflection. Ball still alive on the far side. Romario Piggott will let it run all the way through, and the first corner opportunity for the country coming up.
For your Charleston. Zico Lewis has got an absolute great left foot. His delivery is normally very good. It's very reliable. Right here. So that's what he's doing right now. You know what he could do there? He's got someone out there trying to block him off. So this is going to be a real good delivery now.
Lewis, 3 assists on the season so far. A curling ball to the back post, and Kyle Nelson can't redirect it.
Just overhit slightly, and again that player that stands in front is he's only there really just to put you off, and on that case he probably just did enough. We'll see if that's a feature of the game going forward.
20 minutes in the books from MUSC Health Stadium. It's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Thank you for joining us for this afternoon's match, wherever you are. And welcome to anyone joining us from North Carolina FC. Of course, this is a rivalry match. The Southern Derby Cup is on the line tonight. A win or a draw for the visitors will secure them the cup for the 5th time in club history. Nice to see a few travelling fans down below us as well. With the call, he wins out. The referee allows play on. Marini, well won with Zico Lewis. Nunga lines with Marini. That's a bit unhappy down below us. Speeds now, but Patterson to come out on top. Spell of possession for the home side. Zico Lewis turning on the Jets. Can he go straight into the box? Good one-on-one with DJ Taylor there. Some brilliant matchups, one-on-one all over the field tonight, Derek. Yeah,
but that's another side to the game that Zico Lewis has got there. We see that again. He gets it. He sees he'll get normally. He's a very good pass on the ball, brings other people into the game. But in this case, with him now, look, there he goes. He sees the gap, head down. As you said, he puts the Jets on, gets through. He's very unlucky and wins a very good corner for his team.
Outswinger this time, Romario Piggott assisting him once again. Everybody in the box, bar 2. Lewis around the ball almost this time, just found a bit of air. And Tom Brandon Nunga with the strike. Marini will chase on the far side.
So go all the way back to Kaminski.
Just back to your point about Zico Lewis. Very unpredictable over the ball.
No, he sees things other players don't see. He's almost he sees into the future sometimes, you know, and he predicts some very, very good moments for other players, and that's what's good about him. And as I said, he's very hard to defend against because of that. But he's got good pace. He's got better pace than people think he has. And as I said, he's a big feature for this battery team, particularly going forward. Here he is again.
Now on this near side. Switch with Dante Marini. Just to shield it now. Probably will just have a word with Arthur Boschua there.
In the old-fashioned days, he should have just slid in there and just hooked it back with his foot. He might have got a corner, or even more, he could have got possession. But I think he just relied on his physical presence there. So some good signs for the home team. It's a big crowd today, isn't it, with the hometown hero day? And as I said, hopefully now they can start to build some momentum, start to get involved a little bit more, create a few more chances, and then get going. And Mike Hanhauser, he'll be really keen to get his team continuing in this good vein right now. Good little spell for him.
Safety first out the back, well read by Boschua. Arthur Boschua in his rookie season with the Battery. 3 goals, 1 assist on the season so far. He's a nice job as the lone striker.
You know you're always going to get 90+ minutes out of Arthur Boschua.
33-year-old Nigerian. Of experience in the Azerbaijan Premier League. 40 goals scored in his career, played all over the park. Some versatile veterans on either side tonight.
These are 2 well-established clubs in the league, isn't it? You know, they've been around for a while. You know, they're well coached, got good players, good senior players. They give young players a chance now, and so that's a feature hopefully that the Battery can continue as we move forward with our youth program.
Right ball there, Perez to pick up the loose. An absolute collision at the top of the box there. Bang, Schaik and Owalo. It's an awkward fall that, Derek.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah. I think we'll see it again here now. Look, he just reads the play. Look, he goes in to intercept Gerard Van Schaik there. Look, steps in front, gets tripped there. And it could have been a real serious injury there as he, you know, the player followed through into him. But hopefully he's up, he's dusted himself, he'll be fine.
Candela, the Colombian, 24 years old, already has 5 years of experience playing overseas in Europe. Second season with the Battery.
Pickett and Marini have had a little swap in front of us now, so that will cause the defenders different problems now, because Pickett can now come in, Dante Marini can come in off their side. I'm not sure how long they'll keep it like that, whether they're just trying to move people around. Again, there's another example of being a little bit of sloppy play, you know, going from back to front far too quickly. They don't really need to do that, do they, the Battery? They need to have a little bit more position, although territory now, this is not a bad place to pin a team in.
To try and bring his side out, the second academy product to sign with the first team. Also had a spell with the US under-18 national side in 2015.
So it's good to see teams where they're bringing through young players. That's always a good sign. As I said, I think, you know, fans love seeing homegrown players, don't they?
Dante Marini at the top of the box. Lewis, too much pressure from the visitors, but the Battery can regain the possession. Candela. A case of 1 too many touches at the top of the box.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of sign of nerves. They're overplaying in and around the box. I think someone just needs to pull the trigger and see if you can get that elusive goal. And it's amazing what a goal will do to both of these teams. It really will. I mean, the game, any game, needs to be lit up with a goal, and then people have to start changing. I think for the Battery, it'd get this big crowd going, get them behind them, and then they've got really something to hold on for.
Visitors have had no shortage of goals this season. 50 on the season, ranking 3rd for most in the Eastern Conference. They've got 5 players that have scored 6 or more goals over the course of this year. And for Mike Hanhauser's side, it's just Zico Lewis with 6 goals leading the charge at the minute. Offside is the call. Mueller opts to take it quickly. Too many options on for Kyle Nelson. He's got some pace as well there. Looked like it took a deflection at the last minute though.
Dante really didn't really help him there. He ran inside and took. He thought he was creating space, but he took away all his space. Left him with nowhere else to run. So that's what happens sometimes when players swap. You know, where Piggott and Marini have just swapped over. They just got to make sure they get that right.
Correct ball up, Van Schaik. Home to Kaminski. It's been very back and forth in the midfield so far this game. Neither goalkeeper had to make that big of a save as of yet.
The game warrants more chances than we've had. I mean, it's been a good, bright game. Both teams are definitely going for it. You can see that it's very open. This could be a problem. That was always going to be a problem for Joseph. Just the pure speed on the ball. To be fair, we dealt with it well. We if in doubt, get it out. That's what he did.
Are we leaving for DJ Taylor? Fill the box.
Seat number 3, you are awarded a $15 gift card to Athleta. Again,
Joshua with the press. Ian has to deal with it. Safety first, home to Tambakis.
A little bit isolated sometimes, Joshua, isn't he? From that back to front row, we need to get a little bit more support, just a little bit quicker.
The winner of $15 gift card for Athleta.
Straight inside, a good ball looking for a Walu. Kaminski comes out. It took a deflection. Goal kick is the call. And a moment of brilliance there from the visitors.
Yeah, and you always put your heart goes in your mouth there, don't you, when you see a goalkeeper come out fully stretched and they don't actually make contact with the ball. So he'll sit here, look, he comes out, look, his arms are stretched, and sometimes, those referees give those. And to be fair to the player there, he didn't really go for the penalty kick. Was it a while I think it was there, so yeah.
Scoreline, it remains the same in the 30th minute. Joshua battling for the aerial. Al-Badawi knocks it on.
Can't believe we're 30 minutes into this game.
Time flies. Like you said though, Derek, been a very energetic first half. Here comes Kyle Nelson now on the attack. Gets the ground ball into the box. Nobody can capitalise.
It's been a very open, entertaining game, and we're going to go to the hydration break now.
83 degrees here on Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina. Very warm and humid afternoon.
I think this is one of the real common sense themes that's been introduced into the game of soccer, and I think America have led the way with this, with the extreme heat. In some countries they don't take hydration breaks, and I think now the impact of players is immense. And I think if you can just stop, make sure they get refueled, get a bit of hydration on board, it keeps the game high tempo and it keeps the fans engaged. So it's worth taking that sort of 30, 40-second break just so that the players, and safety has to always be the main key of these situations.
Captain Taylor Mueller there wearing that mask. Suffered an injury against Indy 11. Let's take a look at some of the opportunities we've had so far in this first half.
Yeah, here's the headers we're talking about. This, as I said, first and second phase is always important when you get it in. It's a good delivery in. There's been a few good deliveries in on the corners now, but it's not always the first one. It's the second one you've always got to get around. And as I said, the game has had a few chances. I mean, neither goalkeeper had to make a save. This is Zico Lewis's one that just goes past the post. And I'm sure if he gets another free kick, now he's had 2 corners and a free kick, he'll be fine in his range. Here's the one, I think this was Perez when he whipped one over, and Taylor Mueller showed his good defensive skills as well. And there's Jared Van Schaik doing the same thing here. And this shot didn't really trouble Joe Kaminski. It was always rising. But as I said, that's what the game's been about, really. Some sort of not great chances, but very near ones.
And of course, both teams down below taking on fluid, but also a crucial time for them to have a quick chat with each other and each head coach as well.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's a real common sense approach to soccer, and the Federation should be commended for doing this. Because as I said, you want to make sure in these extreme heats that the players are hydrated, and as I said, ultimately it helps the fans because they see players with a higher tempo, more energy levels. It keeps the game good. But yeah, I think any coach who's ever coached any opportunity to talk to a player will take that opportunity.
Everybody back out down below, just about ready to go. Fans, you can get updates and alerts all year long by following the Charleston Battery on ESPN.com. Search for the Charleston Battery, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, and you can get reminders of the Battery's next match. Go to ESPN.com and click follow for your club.
One thing about the hydration breaks is it's always interesting to see if teams actually, if the break, you know, if it does interrupt the game. We'll see now.
Schaik for Marini. Patterson was there, couldn't connect.
This game I don't think have an impact because it's been a very even game, but if one team was totally dominating or scored a few goals in that break, it can come as a nice little a welcome break. But in this game here and now, I think it's very it shouldn't have too much of an impact.
Straight at the top. Lewis brought down to ground in the middle of the park.
I always think these are dangerous challenges. You know, Zico Lewis is backing off, his eyes are on the ball, and when you see it, I think who came in on the back there? Was it Victor Bakoy? Yeah, and he came in, and you know that's a dangerous challenge because you know there's intent there, and I think that's one referees do need to clamp down on.
Lewis up and okay, down below us. Jared Van Schaik over the ball out to the back. Options, numbers layered in the attack for Mike Anhauser's side. Boschua.
That was wasted there as well by Jared Van Schaik. I think what he was looking for, he was waiting for people to clear the line so he could play a ball along the floor into feet, and in the end he just lobs it up there, and that's sort of like a 50-50. So yeah, again, they need to take a little bit more care sometimes, the Battery, just when they've got good opportunities to have good possession.
35 minutes in the books. 7 minutes left to play before half-time. Good ball into the attack. Arthur Boschua on the run. Tambakis coolly collects and well off his line. Nicely read by the Greek goalkeeper. Smith. Game for North Carolina last season in the midfield. Al-Badawi in there with him. Shirts around Lewis. And it will go in favour of the home side.
That's good link-up play again by Boschua and Lewis. And again, Zico Lewis, he's very good under pressure. He receives the ball, his technique gives him that little extra second. He plays a nice little 1-2 with Arthur Boschua, and then just gets caught on the thing. I'm sure, as I said, he's in the wars, but that's a good sign because when he's involved all the time, you know good things are going to happen. Battery can do a better job this time of keeping the possession rather than just throwing it up there and expect to get something. It's a better decision there.
Schaik under a bit of pressure from Spies. Opts to go long, and Nunga coming round the outside. Lewis was bringing it down in the box, and up comes a corner for the Battery. Fans a reminder their hometown hero kits are available for auction through Biddy. Text Hero 19 or text that number on your screen. Athletic program. Zico Lewis once again, another outswinger. In towards the near post, headed away to the top of the box, and Nunga once again takes the strike. Deflection is there and pumped to safety from the North Carolina back line. These two teams, no chaos in the box, more than anyone else in the league when playing against each other. It was last time the two teams met. It made Sports Centre top 10. The amount of pinging around it did, deflections it took. Team's dangerous in the box. A good flick on from Lewis. Boschua can't get there in time.
There's been some good signs for the Battery, isn't there? You know, Lewis and Boschua, they both look like they're up for a good game tonight. As I said, the two midfield players, Anunga and Candela, you know, they're doing the traditional work that they always do, don't they? They're in there making tackles. And as I said, they could just do a little bit more success from the wide players, Marini and Pickett. If they could just come into the game a little bit more, that would be better. Taylor Mueller there is punished there for just being a bit too eager to get the ball. And I think there's a bit more wind up there than we think, and the ball's not travelling as far. And I think he was a bit guilty there, getting caught underneath it there, Taylor Mueller.
Quick to get numbers back behind the ball. TJ Taylor down to Perez. Al-Barawi gets the connection. Perez, can he find the negative? Kaminski to the rescue. Smith. Perez once again. One-on-one with Patterson. Safety in numbers from the battery. McCoy. Good bit of trickery to find himself some space.
Yeah, Perez had a real influence on the game early on, didn't he? First 10, 15, he's gone quiet, and now, you know, this last couple of minutes he's got back into it again. I think the more North Carolina can find Perez, the more difficult it is for the battery to sort of keep him at bay.
Al-Barawi made his MLS debut earlier this season for FC Cincinnati against Red Bulls. Now found himself with North Carolina FC, a team very close to his heart. Kyle Nelson can't do anything with it.
Good defending over Nelson. All he did is he read the play well, got his body in between the ball and drew the foul, which is good play. And to be fair, it's something he's learned to do, because, you know, early on in the season his positioning was a little bit suspect at times, but you can see here, look, he's read it well. He's just he's done the right thing, just got his body in front, he's got caught up a little underneath him, and maybe a little bit fortunate there, but, you know, good defending, get good rewards.
Nelson comes to the battery after a stellar collegiate career with Wofford. Just as much a threat in the attack as he was for the back line. Finished this season the highest goal scorer his sophomore year. Marini.
A little bit too tight in there, the battery. Sometimes, as I said, they play these nice little triangles, but they don't go anywhere. Sometimes it's better just to relieve the pressure, get it out, and switch it around.
Patterson for Boschua. Just outside the box. And nicely done. And up comes Zico Lewis for another opportunity here. And Derek had several corners so far in this half. What have the battery got to do to capitalise on one of these chances?
Right now, this is an outswinger, and if you look at the last two corners you've had, Anunga's had two good strikes from outside the box. I'm not surprised if we see that again, but it would be nice just to see one of the big players get a head on the ball. He's got a number on the edge of that box when we get to see the wide shot. He's there, he's ready to pounce, and maybe they could even flag to him directly, but he's a real threat of that ball that comes out. Great positioning.
Zico Lewis once again in at the near post. Doesn't find the feet of Anunga on this occasion. Candela. Lead for Patterson. Bit of a disconnect between Marini and AJ Patterson.
It's just a little communication error there. He should have just said, stay on it a little bit more, take your time. Again, it was too tight to play a little 1-2 there, I think, and that's what Patterson was saying to him on the way past.
Taylor. Otawalu. Tight in the midfield once again, and a high boot coming in from Ulrich Otawalu.
It's a big ooh, doesn't it, when that happens, when a boot goes that high. I don't think there's any real contact there.
To see raving attendance for those joining us on the broadcast tonight. Hundreds down below us enjoying some shade on this near side at MUSC Health Stadium. Not a cloud in the sky in Charleston, South Carolina today, which makes a change for the weather that we've had so far this season. Been very on and off. It's Tarbranunga, one-on-one into the box he goes. Tarbranunga!
Goal there. That goal is all about Tarbranunga. Everything he brings. He's nice and intricate. He keeps it simple. When he had to be fully committed, he was, and then when he come down to a bit of composure, that's a great finish. That's a real tidy finish from him. But as I said, if we roll that goal back, here we go. It had everything. It had him. Nice passing, combination play, big, strong in a tackle, and then an absolute solid finish. So again, I think a little bit against the run of play, but as I said, that's one of the things this battery team does. They like to play on the break, and you know, for him to come from that position to get a goal just sums them up. It's something that home fans have seen many times before, and a great time to score a goal right before half time.
We always talk about Tarbranunga being the catalyst of this team. That makes it just better than ever. His second goal of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Mike Anhauser's side. Can they keep hold of the lead before heading into the locker room?
Goals change games, but more importantly, they change half-time team talks, because now, as I said, when you've got something to hold on to, and you know, you heard the cheer from his home fans here now that inspires players. What you've got to do is now make sure you go in with a goal advantage.
Tarbranunga now dropping back to help defend, an all-action player, as you say many times, Derek.
Players do look at the clocks. You know, they do see that. We've had the hydration break, so we're going to overrun a little bit now. There's probably a couple of minutes of extra time or overtime, or whatever you call it. And as I said, for this battery team now, it's going to be all about getting to half-time with this 1-0 lead.
The confirmation of that down below. 3 minutes added on for this first half.
The referee has indicated 3 minutes of
Across to Gian.
North Carolina, you feel very appeased really, because you've had a good half. You've come to your opponent's territory. You've played good possession football. You haven't really created too much.
Speeds into the box, away by Mueller. Taylor to Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi with some space at the top of Walu, finds the connection. Falls all the way out. Will be a free kick for the battery from the top of the box.
This is a great opportunity now just to kill the game till half-time, isn't it? You know, stay down, Pigger, just take your time, manage the game. And, you know, for a lot of young players that watch these broadcasts, you know, this is one of the things they've got to come and watch high-end soccer, to see how players manage the games when you score goals just before half-time. You know, sometimes young players want to go and score another one, and so do parents. We really just get into half-time, regrouping. 1-0 is a great score, especially when you're sort of really pushing for a playoff spot.
Kaminski, a big ball out of the back, some numbers in the attack. Candela dispossessed in the midfield. Taylor gets involved in the mix. Combines with Spees once again. Round ball to the top of the box. This could be dangerous. Safety in numbers from Mike Anhauser's side. It's Ben Spees across the box, headed away by Nelson.
Poor defending there by Marini. He's got to get a lot tighter. That was too easy a cross, especially at this stage of the game. Again, he's got to get much tighter. There you go.
Spees 5 assists on the season so far. Your playmaker in the midfield. The battery find the counter-attack one more time before half-time. Boshua. The visitors recover well.
As much as your heart tells you want to try and get another one, you'll just be wanting to keep the ball here.
De Marini takes the strike. Looked like he was going for the cross to Boschua there, but he fancied the chance himself.
I think we're just about there now. The referee just said to one of the players, I think as soon as this ball gets kicked, he'll be blowing his whistle. And as I said, both coaches now have got some half-time tees on. But let's have one more look at that strike. He opens up onto his nice left foot, just slices across it. I think that'll be half-time very, very soon now.
Pump another one forward, and that will be all we see from the first half. Tar, Brian and Unga, the difference so far. Derek, your thoughts on the first 45?
Well, I thought the visitors really started off well, and Perez was a big feature first 15, 20 minutes. He had a good spell, got some good crosses in. Then the batteries out like they normally do, played their way back into it. They had a few good corners. Zico Lewis and Boschua linked up very well, got some good possession. But the talking point of the first half was going to be Anunga's goal. It was a great goal, came at the right time, showed everything what he's all about. I said everything that he does. Tenacity, good skill, good technique, competitiveness, and then finish up with a good strike. And that's what will be the first half will be remembered for. And now both coaches now have got to go and do their work.
It's been a brilliant first half. Join us at halftime. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule, the player spotlight, and of course around the league. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to MUSC. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. Time now to take a look around the USL Championship in this week's Around the League presented by Home Telecom. And Derek, will start with the Team of the Week. As always, a great mix of the East and West. Canado Forbes makes his way into the Team of the Week yet again. Who else on there stands out to you?
Jalen Lindsay, he's got to be one that stands out for me. You know, to get into the Team of the Week when your team's struggling, not having the greatest season, and to come in and beat one of the top playoff teams such as North Carolina at this stage of the season's great, and I think he thoroughly deserves to be there.
Jared Stroud also in the mix after his goal and assist. He actually became the first player in Red Bulls 2 history to reach 20 goals and 20 assists for a club. What an achievement that was, and it also clinched them a position in the playoffs after their 2-0 win against Charlotte Independence. Chris Hubbard also there in goal from Louisville City, the reigning defending USL champions. Let's turn our attention now to the playoff race. There's 4 teams that have already clinched in the Eastern Conference, and Derek, out of all of those there, which one of those stands out for you?
I think for me it's got to be Nashville. You know, they're still aiming for that MLS spot, and I think that will run them all the way through to the end of the season, whenever that is. But all 4 teams have done fantastically well. Sometimes I'm also a bit concerned when teams make the playoffs too early, because because sometimes players can get into that easy-ozy mode where they're not really truly focused because they've already clinched the spot. So I'm sure all 4 coaches of these teams will be really hammering them, the players, to make sure that they focus all the way through to that first playoff game.
It's always an exciting time, especially in the Eastern Conference with things so tight at the top of the table. Thank you for joining us for this week's Around the League.
In for the goal!
Let's go with the left point, Jamal Johnson!
Puts it in! What a goal!
Perfectly played!
With one touch to settle, and Alex finds the top of the net. Black stays down, and Indy 11 has a one.
Ball struck towards the 18, headed on and headed home.
Inside glancing header, and he caps it off with the goal of the night.
I think they want dangerous play call.
That one served in the back of the net. Fresno out of nowhere.
Milton serves it in to the back post. It's off the woodwork and it's in.
That's in the back of the net.
Another cross into the corner, and Hubbard does even better.
Moberg's gonna take a shot on goal with a cross and a fantastic save.
Good shot for Blackwood. Nice play by Van Oakland
To force him to give the ball up. Illich saved.
Second in the league in USL League One. He's got an opportunity for another. Curls and scores! Oh, Seguro! Moshobani again. Back heel, Moshobani! He did it again!
Whips it in, finds the back post. Oh, what a finish, Arturo Rodriguez. Through ball though, Demas the other way, Demas saved by Hara.
It's in the middle, still Jaden Nelson. His shot, it's saved again by Giuliano Chache.
Wide open. Fitzgerald covering the mark, still Rodriguez, and stopped by Fitzgerald.
I already know it. Oh my god. Hey! Aww. So this is child's play. He has a handsome jaw. I like to say. He does have good eyes. So much. If you don't get this right, oh, I knew it was between those two. I know. Arsenal, come on, Yaganos. Come on, bro. You don't watch soccer. Moment of truth. Oh my god, I spelled it wrong. Yeah. Yes. They'll be fun. Because we're the winners.
Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's halftime here between the Charleston Battery and North Carolina FC in this Southern Derby Cup matchup. Well, Derek, we talk about the playoff race being well and truly on. It doesn't get much easier for the Charleston Battery for the remainder of the season. The next game away against a team that's caused them many problems over the years, New York Red Bulls 2 on the road.
Yeah, it's amazing how these games crop up regularly. You know, the Battery have played New York Red Bulls in the playoffs the last few years, and to have them at this stage of the season will certainly play on the players' minds as we enter into the real pinnacle part of the season.
MSU Soccer Park is the venue, and no, a Friday kickoff, so a shorter week as well for the Charleston Battery. They'll then remain on the road, and it's a massive game coming up. Two teams that are very close in the Eastern Conference, the Charleston Battery and Birmingham Legion.
Yeah, at the moment you'll say these two are really fighting for that final spot, aren't they? You know, if you look at the standings, and again, a huge game for both teams, you know, and the Battery really, you know, they've had this good run of games now, and they'll be well into their rhythm. So this will be one they'll be really looking forward to, but it will be a tough one.
You're absolutely right. Schedule compression has been the hot topic of the Charleston Battery throughout the season, and that one no difference. A massive match on the horizon for the black and yellow. Let's turn our attention now to the player spotlight. Jared Van Schaik is the one that we want to highlight, and what a season he has had this year.
Yeah, sometimes it's amazing in players' careers, you know, they go through and they get at certain parts of their career where it really blows up, and this has been one of those seasons for Jared, hasn't he? He's come into his own, he's had to play a number of positions, he's gone in there and done very, very well. He scored vital goals at good times of the season, and his defensive qualities have been there, and his experience. So it's been an absolutely great season for him, and I'm sure he'll be one of the, you know, many players really trying to push on and get his season extended while he's playing at a good rate.
And one thing that we always talk about, Derek, no matter where Mike Hanhauser needs him on the park, he is able to step in that role.
Yeah, well, he's a specialist because he's left-footed, he's predominantly left side, so he can operate up and down the flanks, can't he? He can play at left back, left of a three in defence, he can go as a wide left player. And as I said, he's got some goals this year, which has brought him more confidence, and you can see by those minutes that he's really flourishing this year.
1 assist, 3 goals on the season so far. Jared Van Schaik in the player spotlight this week. Well, we're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll have second half action from MUSC Health Stadium. It's the Charleston Battery taking on North Carolina FC just around the corner. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. The Southern Derby Cup and the playoff race continues here. The teams are out and just about set to go, but I think we just have time for a couple of highlights before we get underway with the second half.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, you know, North Carolina came out of the traps and they were definitely there. They had a couple of corners. Perez was a real feature in the first half when he was very dangerous down the right-hand side. And as the battery started to claw their way back in it, you know, Lewis and Boschua done there. Here's Lewis's free kick, but Boschua, they linked up very well, got a few good corners and stuff. And as I said, it was sort of back and forth. Both teams really trying to get that first goal, and then came the one that counts. You know, when Anungani showed his pure brilliance just to score a great individual goal, and we'll see that in a minute. So if you look at this one, here it is now. He wins the tackle, gets up. But what's really good about this is his composure in front of goal just to find that far corner. So a great goal. That's the difference between the two sides, and hopefully there's a few more goals in this second half.
Brian Anunga, an absolute catalyst for Mike Anhauser's side, as he has been for the majority of this season and his time in general at the Charleston Battery. We're underway for the second half at MUSC Health Stadium. And Derek, if you are Mike Anhauser, you've got to be pretty happy with the result at the minute, but a long way to go in this second half still. Yeah, and he'll be stressing that to all the players at half-time. And, you know, it's half a job done. Great half. You know, as I said, they don't mind playing on the counter-attack. They're happy to have a 1-0 lead. You know, they're happy to absorb pressure. And I think for North Carolina now, the initiative is them to come out a little bit more, and that might play into the Battery's hands. No changes as of yet for either side. If you are North Carolina FC, what do you think Dave Sarakin's half-time team talk would have looked like to his side?
Well, I think he'd have been fairly pleased. I mean, they dominated possession, I think, and you know, they come here, they look very composed. I think where you have some problems is they never really create a clear-cut chance, never really tested Joe Kaminski. So I think his message would be more of the same, but let's see if we can get more potency in the final third and see if we can be a bit more creative.
Al-Badawi, creator in the middle of the park. Stephen A just struggling to keep the possession. Kyle Nelson now. Safety in numbers from the visitors, a late one. The referee plays advantages. The captain, Stephen Miller, across the box it goes. Patterson is there and he'll just knock it out for safety.
Again, it's a very positive start by North Carolina. You can see they've obviously had their half-time team talk, and it is, come on, let's see if we can put it in. It's a great cross here. Was it by Miller, and again Patterson's done great just to keep it out for a corner. So that, you know, North Carolina definitely started better in this second half, as you would expect, being a goal down, and now it's down to the Battery to play themselves back into this game, starting off with this corner.
Stephen Miller, the captain, been the star of the show statistically this season. 9 goals, 6 assists on the year. Here comes the delivery. It's a good one towards the back post, just actually dipped out of play there.
That's very frustrating if you're a centre-back and you've come all that way and the corner's not as good as you really thought. So now the Battery starts with Joe Kaminski now. He's got a nice settle his team down. You see Taylor Mueller now starting to talk to his players. And let's see if they can really come through now and start to get a foothold in this game.
Kaminski opts to go short out the back. The big ball, Igbokoy, the first there. Now Stephen Miller into the box. It's Stephen Miller, and a brilliant save from Joe Kaminski to keep his side.
That was sloppy from start to finish. It was a poor kick out by Joe Kaminski, a poor clearance by Taylor Mueller. The ball came straight back in.
Danger, not over to the back post it goes. AJ Patterson there. DJ Taylor joins in the attack on the far side. Al-Badawi. Speeds. He's congested, he's forced to go back. Taylor makes the overlapping run. It's DJ Taylor, brilliant ground ball in. And Lewis flicks on to safety.
Another great save by Kaminski there.
Perez once again, Taylor to the top of the box. It's got to be, and there is the equaliser. Nazmi Al-Badawi to equalise the scoring here in Charleston.
You have to say that's been coming since the second half kicked off. We've got not even 4 minutes in and they've had 3 chances. And, you know, there's plenty of bodies around the box there for the Battery, and it's just, you know, how's he got that much space and time now? And as I said, I'm sure Joe Kaminski's made 2 great saves before this goal. It's been a real poor start to this second half. And really, you know, you have to say kudos to Dave Saracen for getting this team up and going for the second half.
Visitors with a dream start to the second half, equalising the scoring in the 48th. Now we are all squares.
And I'll say, is it a great start by North Carolina, or is it just a very poor start by the Battery?
As we mentioned the brilliant form he's been on for Palestine, his first match back after international duty, and here come the visitors once again down the far side. This time Perez takes the strike, nothing to come to fruition. The visitors with a real spring in their step now.
I think it's coupled with the Battery look very lethargic in this second half. You know, they scored late, you know, and they've come out. As I said, they really haven't really put one foot in front of the other and got going yet. I think it all started off in that sloppy kick from Joe to Taylor Mueller into the midfield, and just put them under pressure. Now they've got to wake up.
Sure. Trying to generate something in the midfield. Al-Badawi, the goal scorer. Safety in numbers from the boys in blue. Really room to roam in the midfield.
A little bit more positive there, Dante Marini in possession.
And a reminder there, the hometown hero kits are available for auction through the Charleston Battery website. All proceeds will benefit the North Charleston COP Athletic Program. A fantastic course. To learn more, you can read about it on the Charleston Battery website and make your bid. The bidding closes in the 75th minute of this afternoon's game. All the half-time team talks if you Mike Anhauser, I'm sure that was the worst thing he could have predicted, that his team would be back on level terms inside 3 minutes. And now they've got to get up and go again. Spees. Out wide, Taylor in the box this time, and Kaminski spills but collects. DJ Taylor been a real threat in the attack in this early going of the second half. Mueller. Long ball pump forward, Boschua there. Gets on at the second one.
It's unusual today. The referees and the linesmen have the same colour jersey as the goalkeeper. It's very unusual to see that in any game. Both got red. It's something you don't see.
Tambakis. Loose ball on the far side by Perez, but he recovers just in the nick of time. A late one from Marini.
A bit of petulance there. He hasn't started particularly well in the second half, and I'm sure it's a bit of frustration. But now, as I said, it's definitely the visitors that are in the ascendancy now. They look like they've got the bit between their teeth. They're passing the ball around really nicely. Very confident in possession.
Duvernay, positive touch into the box, and a sliding challenge from Piggott to deny him.
Done way too much defending in this second half. The Battery right now. They certainly don't want to concede another one.
Let's have a look at this, Derek.
Hold it. Yeah. Who's this? Cavani? He's gone down to the end. Great recovery by Piggott. Quick sliding tackle, happy to concede a corner at that stage.
It's a short one from the visitors. Spees with the delivery to the back post. Awalu is there, and Kaminski, a brilliant save from the Battery keeper. Good pass generated out of the back.
Again, the Battery have given away cheap possession there. So I said they need to do what they did in the first half, have a little spell of possession, just try and play them well, play themselves back into the game.
Kaminski. Nelson helps it on its way.
Good play by Nelson there.
Just a little bit of a disconnect, but right idea from the home side.
I think when you got a goal down now, as I said, the Battery would best serve themselves now by just getting hold of the ball, passing it around, even if they don't go anywhere, just have a little bit of spell of possession and just try and kill the momentum that this North Carolina team have built up since the start of the second half.
Big switches on. Duvernay in space. Stephen Miller on the running ups to go across the box. Al-Badawi finds Perez on the far side. Perez one-on-one with Patterson. It's been a good matchup so far this afternoon. To the Palestine international. Spees in the box this time. Congestion is there, and Anunga brings his side out. Brian Anunga sailing through the midfield. Higgett, the ground ball's there. Zico Lewis is a positive touch. Couldn't get the shot away cleanly.
And that's livened this crowd up, and that's great. Again, you know, look who the main instigator is there. It's Brian Anunga getting it, driving almost 2/3 of the field. Nice little simple pass there. Good play by Zico Lewis. Again, he's done this a couple of times. He's seen that little gap. His right foot's not his strongest, but he can still hit it well, and he'll be a little bit disappointed with that finish. But that's a much better. And again, Brian Anunga's really got this team going. He needs now to drive the rest of them on. He is one player. He is a game changer when he's really got that bit between his teeth.
Schaik tracks back. Goes to Kaminski. Miller is there. Joe Kaminski, 6 clean sheets on the season so far, makes his 28th start tonight. 12 clean sheets in his 24 appearances last season for the Battery.
Again, very cheap possession given away. Again, that's been a little bit of a poor feature for the Battery today. Normally they're very good at retaining the ball. But as I said, it's something that's uncharacteristic of them. They've had to go back to front a little bit too quickly.
Here's Romario Piggott. He's got Boshua with him. Can he find the connection? Just held up in his tracks. Candela comes steaming in. Over the top it goes. Boshua trying to get on the end of it, and Tambakis to punch away.
I think he's really injured his player there. I'm not sure who it is, but the goalkeeper's come out. His eyes are only on the ball, and I think he's took his teammate with him. Let's have a little look here. So it just broke down. Swells up into the air, and you can see all the players have only got their eyes on the ball. Look, Boshua as well, him included, and yeah, just took his own defender straight up.
Once again, everybody taking an opportunity to get some hydration. 83 degrees still here on Daniel Island. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Thank you for joining us for this afternoon's match, wherever you are. And what an entertaining match it's been so far.
No, we've had 2 goals, and you know, as I said, the game has sort of gone in little spurts, isn't it? You know, first of all, we had North Carolina coming out and really dictating the tempo of the game, and then the Battery clawed their way back in, and then they sort of scored a goal at the end of the half against a run of play, and then North Carolina have come straight out the blocks, haven't they? And they've got their goal, they're back in the game, and now it's all to play for. As I said, let's not take it away from what we said earlier in the broadcast, that the Battery really need to win here. You know, they need the 3 points. That's big for them. Gets them back in the hunt and stops that gap developing. And again, North Carolina, as much as they need the win, this is a good point for them right now.
Just joining us, it's the Southern Derby Cup on the line, as well as the all-important playoff race. A win tonight for North Carolina will secure them the cup and a position in the postseason. The others two have already secured New York Red Bulls 2, Indy 11, Tampa Bay Rowdies and Nashville. It was goals galore in the USL Championship last night. Louisville beating Red Bulls 5-3 and Tampa Bay Rowdies beating Bethlehem Steel 6-1. Swope Park also coming up big with the results from the bottom of the East, beating Charlotte Independence 3-0 and eliminating them from playoff contentions.
DeVerney's come into the game this second half, hasn't he? You know, a lot of the good success they had down zone areas, he's just seeing drifting inside now and trying to get on the ball there. So, you know, in the first half it was Perez, and in the second half it's DeVerney. So, you know, they've got good width on both sides, and it's caused the Battery problems at different stages of the game.
Al-Badawi to Spees. They Comes Perez on the far side, and nicely done from the veteran Schaik. Big ball forward, asking a lot of Boschua there.
A little bit of 30-yard tennis there, backwards and forwards.
Both teams opting to go direct as of late. There. Frustration in the middle.
Yeah, I think it was just the wrong side. I don't think he done too much wrong there. I think that's what he's saying. Have another little look at that. As I said, he was there. He just got himself the wrong side. I think he was trying to roll the player, and the referee's just given him a free kick.
There is the hometown hero kits. Taylor Mueller with the highest bid so far, up to $155 for the captain shirt. Don't forget to log on to the Charleston Battery website and take a look at all of the jerseys available for auction, benefiting the North Charleston COP Athletic Program, a fantastic cause, and bidding, of course, to close in the 75th minute. Higger into Lewis. Can the Battery hit on the counter? White shirts flooding back. Arthur Boschua out wide. Boschua into the corner. Nicely held up. And well done by the striker. Up comes the corner for Mike Hanhauser's side.
Going back to the shirts, you'd think that Tarpline and Uga shirt would be the highest bidding one now. That great goal he got. This is the side where Zeke Lewis has already got a goal from this side of the field. So you know he's got good delivery. We know he can whip it in. I'm sure this will lead to at least a half chance for the Battery players.
Higger offering the short once again, but keep your eye on the height in the box. Mueller, Nelson and Boschua all over 6 foot in there. Some movement from the Battery bench down below us. Zico Lewis in at the near post. It took an awkward deflection from Mueller. That will be a goal kick.
I think it hit the post. They were saying it took a deflection. I think when we see it on replay, they'll see it actually did hit the post. Taylor Mueller does really well, gets his body across. Little flick there ahead of the game. And there you'll see it. Look, I'm sure it just hits the post, not the goalkeeper's hands, and the referee and officials make a good call.
Characteristic from the back. Straight out of bounds.
Trying to get it to Gaverne, and as I said, he's had a good influence this second half. They've had good success down this left-hand side.
Sure leaves it off. Schaik. Big ball over, Marini on the run. Forth with Igbokoy.
It's a mismatch there, isn't it? Size and speed. To be fair to the Battery, since they've gone that goal, they've let the goal in. They've actually come back into the game now. They've shown their strength.
Substitution for
as I said,
Charleston
Marini looks like he's struggling a little bit.
Coming in, number 13,
it's a straight swap, isn't it? Nico
Rittmeyer.
He's got good speed.
Coming out for the Battery, number 19, Captain Marini.
Rittmeyer coming on brilliant form. Found the back of the net earlier this week against Atlanta United 2.
Don't forget, fans, the jerseys that the Battery are wearing on the field right now are up the flags. You can text Hero 19 to the number you see on the Jumbotron in order to start the bidding process. Bidding ends in the 75th minute, and all proceeds go to the COP Athletic Program.
Nico Rittmeyer offers a little bit something different, doesn't he? He's a lot stronger runner going forward. He's a lot more positive than Dante. Not to say that he's not as good a player, but he offers different skills and mindset.
Here he is on the ball now. Nico Rittmeyer brought down to ground. That was just that speed you were talking about, Derek. Find themselves with a chance here. DJ Taylor shown yellow in the 63rd.
Again, this is one of the distances where you're thinking it's a little bit too fast. Great run, isn't it? Running across the field. he's inviting the tackle, isn't he, as he comes in field. And Taylor gets, the, quite rightly a yellow card.
Jared Van Schaik, the lefty over this one. Everybody up in the attack for Mike Anhauser.
Number 27, DJ Taylor.
See on the other hand that every single player back behind the ball for the visitors. See what Van Schaik fancies with this one. Jared Van Schaik, it's into the mix. It's a deflection. Falls all the way out for a corner on the far side.
Go for a change of plan. I think Piggott's going to go and take this and try and put this in with his right foot. But it's a good delivery, isn't it? It's into a good area. And as I said, the back will get a corner because of it. So that's a good delivery by Jared Van Schaik.
Mario Piggott this time. Looking for the in-swinger. Top of the box where Mario Piggott takes the deflection, finds its way into the box though. First from the Whites. Van Schaik to recycle. Kyle Nelson this time with the delivery, a looping ball towards the back post. Piggott reads it well. Lewis, ground ball in. Several chances.
A little bit sloppy at the minute, isn't it?
Nelson does just enough.
Lots of balls in the box, none with any real quality, no real threats there, but as I said, it's a good spell of possession for the battery. As I said, they've definitely recovered from the half-time blip, and now they're back in this game.
Nunga finds space with Candela. Good possession from the home side, Rittmeyer. Will retrieve on the back line.
In these games, we talk about spells of possession, but the levels in this league are so tight now that every team's going to have a little spell in every game, and it's whether you can capitalise and get your goals and take advantage.
Here's Nunga. It's a brilliant ball for Piggott. Piggott's at the top of the box. Some fancy footwork flicked on. Zico Lewis now. Goes back for the Cameroon international. Nice positive touch. It's Kyle Nelson in the box. And another corner coming your way. It's like Kevin Broadley's actually given a goal kick on that one.
No, I think what they're asking for is they're asking for a penalty. That's what they're all asking for. You'll see it when we get to see it again as he drives. It's great play by Nelson. Lovely little bit of skill there. Drives in, gets his body across. Yeah, and it definitely hit the hand. And the referee's given a corner. We don't have the VAR system here in the stadium, but I think that's one of the reasons was called for it.
Zico Lewis now on this near side, ready to whip an in-swinger in. Just having to work with Candela. Waits in the box. The fans getting behind the home side now. Zico Lewis, big ball to the back post. Nelson is there with the diving header. Rittmeyer now and takes the deflection. Out the other side it goes. Corner number 2 coming up.
That's a well-worked corner, isn't it? Zico Lewis, great delivery to the back post. Nelson, who's having a real big influence on this little passage of play here. Look, great little head back. I think he falls to Nico Rittmeyer. He just sticks his leg out and he just tries to get it. Good save by Ten Backers, you have to say.
Mario Piggott. Swinging ball to the near post. It's Nelson. A routine save in the end from Tambakis. He said Kyle Nelson, the bright spark as of late.
Yeah, he's coming there. Look, this great little run. He just comes up his marker now. Little flick header there. Again, if he gets a little bit more on that, that could go in at the far post. But no, in the last 5-6 minutes, he's been a real influence on the game from right back. And here he is again.
Just showing his experience there. Reads the game so well. Movement from the visitors' bench as well down below us. No changes as of yet for North Carolina. It looks like that is about to change shortly though. Anunga, Rittmeyer making the run. Nico Rittmeyer just outside the box. Brought down to ground. Kevin Broadley waves play on. Wallow flicks on, nobody there.
Nico Rittmeyer made a great run there, didn't he? But he just has to be a little bit stronger there in possession. Using his more traditional wide role.
Hauser has some goal-scoring threats on the bench down below. Ian Sponterson and the 2018 leading goal scorer Atula Guerra, who made his way back to the team mid-season this year after having some visa issues, looking to get his season going for the postseason in what they hope to be. Here's Zico Lewis in the box. Looking for a bit of trickery, couldn't quite make the magic happen though.
That's what I love seeing young players do that, you know, showing a little bit of creativity one-on-one.
Looping ball up. Bosher will follow just in case.
You hear the fans when he tries to do that little nutmeg, a little tricky move that he's seen on YouTube or anything, and he's done very, very well there.
Fans, we have a winner of the Super Green Solutions Solar Powered Flashlight. That winner is Candace Miller. Candace Miller, head on over to the Super Green Solutions tent and claim your prize of the solar powered flashlight.
The aerial, Schaik pushes it on. Ground ball from the back.
So it's become a really good game, isn't it now? You know, the battery of weathered the early storm, now they're up and running and they're back in the game for sure. And I'm sure that'll be even more frustrating to Mike Anhauser because his team took 10 minutes to get going.
Lewis for Rittmeyer. New jerseys in the box. Laid off for Lewis. Two attacking substitutions down below await to enter the game. And that is just proof of both teams wanting 3 points from this and not just the one.
I think we've been here often enough. We've seen Mike Anhauser make some very positive substitutions in the past, and as I said, he'll need to win this game. And as I said, to be able to bring on some of Guerra's statures is a great thing to have. And just waiting to see if the referee's going to let these substitutions take place before the free kick, which he's not.
Mandela into Lewis. Lewis at the top of the box. Meyer with the run, but couldn't find the pass. Patterson now. Nelson keeps it alive.
Nelson's done fantastic. He's been great in his own box, and he's been great in the opposition box right now. Here he is again.
Anunga fancies his chances, and he does just that. A brilliant physical matchup down below us. Such a high tempo throughout the majority of it, you've got to say.
Yeah, considering the heat. I mean, the players have done fantastically well here.
2 minutes left to go on the jersey bid. Head to charlestonbattery.com to get yours today. Zico Lewis fancies a strike at the top of the box, and Tambakis comes through. No worries for him.
He had a couple of chances to pull the trigger there, and he just waited a little bit too long, Zico. But again, it's
ball over the top. Stephen Miller this time. Kaminski off his line, and Joe Kaminski, cool, calm, and collected out of the back.
That had to be perfect there because he didn't go initially. He waited and waited, and then he did make the right decisions as he got the ball, but that could have been tricky. It is again, looks great. His arms are stretched. He's gone straight in. Yeah, good save.
You can tell just how good both these teams have been with possession. As of late, we still haven't had an opportunity to bring in the substitutes that are waiting down below. Guerra and Chester, one for either side.
Substitutions have taken so long. I think North Carolina are going to now make 2.
Spees. DJ Taylor into the attack. His career with North Carolina FC, grew up in the Raleigh area.
What are we thinking for Guerra? Piggott, maybe? Piggott, maybe? Just
Sure, put in a big shift so far in this match. No surprise that tired legs are probably starting to creep in, given the heat and humidity out there.
We did that. Zico Lewis could go out left. Piggott, Nico Whitmark could come to the right. Have Bosher and Guerra up top. Interesting.
Uncommon to see Zico Lewis as the one to be substituted, though 10 substitutions on the season so far. Such a playmaker. Nice step by Nelson. Lewis to make something of it. And forces one out of the back from Tambakis that finds the crowd. And finally, we have the opportunity to bring on the substitutes from down below. Siatula Guerra, the first one, and this will time in nicely with a hydration break.
I think it's very much needed, but as I said, the Battery probably don't really want this hydration break. They've played themselves back into the game after a very poor start to the second half.
Bristow and Chester, the two waiting to come in for the visitors, combined have 11 goals on the season so far with them. No strangers to one in the back of the net. Siatula Guerra really still looking to get the season going at this point.
Yeah, and maybe he's one of them ones, if the Battery can play their way into the playoffs, I mean, maybe that's his time. I mean, again, you want to be peaking in those games, don't you, and him coming in. So it looks like Candella's coming out. And so that's going to be a slight change of system then. Vincenzo's coming out. And let's wait and see if we get confirmation of that. That's the trouble with these hydration breaks from an organisational standpoint, is that we've had this long period where we haven't had a substitute in. Now we're trying to get one in. We'll see who comes out. We'll get clarification as soon as we see when the referee the fourth official holds up the ball.
See both managers down there just dishing some instruction to either side. If you're Mike Anhausen, what do you think the message to the team will be right now?
Well, now it's like, yeah, we're back in the game. Keep going. We'll keep on the front foot. You know, let's see if we can keep pressure on the North Carolina back line. As I said, I'm sure what he wants to say is like what happened in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. He said because they really didn't come out at all. But now it's all about thinking forward, see if they can regain that lead and get those vital 3 points that they really, really need.
Vincenzo Candela just waiting for that substitution down below us. Adding another attacking number for a midfielder. Vincenzo Candela had a stellar game so far. Bristow making his way in. Awalu, the one to come on. Get that final substitution to you.
I think what's happened there for Mike Anhausen, I think it was a little bit of change of midfield, a little bit more on the front foot and try and get, you know, maybe Zico Lewis and Guerra on the ball themselves, just to try and get a little bit more play through the final third rather than over the top. We've had confirmation of the substitute for North Carolina yet. No, Chester and Christo's come on. Get confirmation of who's come out in a moment.
Ben Spees, the one to make his way out of the match as well. So Awalo and Spees off. Christo and Chester make their way on. Guerra, of course, put into the mix as well.
It's a very hard game to come into.
Joshua to the back post. Patterson is crouching up. Round ball is a Guerra. Can he get it out of his feet? Zico Lewis now and just wide of the target. A brilliant build-up from the battery.
That chance probably came about a minute too early for Guerra, isn't he? It was almost his first, maybe second touch. You come here, it's a great ball back. Maybe he should just hit it. He's just trying to be sure. He just couldn't quite sort out his feet. Gave it that, and again, Lewis is not his stronger foot, and even Nico Rittmeyer could have probably got a little deflection on it. So, again, probably a little bit, that play was really due to the substitution and the hydration. A little bit of confusion.
So a big presence in the attack. 6'5", going up against 6'4", Taylor Mueller. Duvernay to Chester. Guerra creating in the middle of the park.
As I said, I'm sure that's why he's on. They just want a little bit more creativity there. They've taken Candela off, who's more of a workman-like player. And, you know, Anunga seems like he can manage that on his own right now. That, you know, they're not getting overrun in midfield.
Perez rolling down the flank. One-on-one with Anunga. Finds the connection. To Guerra to get in his way. Chaos in the box once again.
I like to see Guerra a lot higher up the field. I really do. I think sometimes when he goes back, he sometimes just creates problems for his own team with his like casual, you know, with his casualness.
Spies over the top and a touch there, Kaminski. Lightning reactions from the battery goalkeeper. Another brilliant save.
Spies has stayed in. So
Stephen Miller is the man to make his way out. Spies staying in, just sitting in between, behind the two strikers.
Yeah, it was very confusing with all the water breaks to find out what substitutions were made. I think we're back up to speed now.
Spies with room at the top of the box. Goes down now by Schaik. Perez.
This game's really gone back and forth, isn't it? And now it's North Carolina now having their little spell in the game again. And their last spell resulted in a goal.
So with the strike. Guerra. For Lewis. Coming in now for Tula Guerra. Turnover in the middle of the park. Manny Perez. Trying to generate the attack. Spies is there. Approaching just 7 minutes left to play of this afternoon's match. It's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. This rivalry Southern Derby Cup matchup. Chester. Duvernay.
This last 10 minutes or 8-9 minutes could be vital for both teams, really, in securing spots or getting themselves back in the race for the playoff spots. And that's what I'm saying. These games are 90 minutes and vital minutes now for both teams.
Bristow with the pressure. Kaminski does well off his line.
Battery being at home and probably needing the 3 points more than North Carolina right now. The onus is on them now to really go for it in this last minute. And these positive substitutions, I'm sure that's what they're trying to do.
There's the battery on the front foot. Tracking back, finds Nelson out wide. Chester just showing his fresh legs there, tracking back from the attack. And here comes another substitution from Mike Anhauser. It's going to be Kotaro Higashi to make his way on, and out comes Romario Piggott. Another one that's had a brilliant game so far tonight.
I would have to say every single player on the park really worked hard tonight. And, you know, as I said, I think that's just a case of a like for like. You know, he's a little bit more industrious, isn't he, Higashi? And, you know, Mike Anhauser's, you know, shown his full intent to go and try and win this game.
Looping ball in. Boshua there. Forth in the box. Here's Kotaro Higashi, the substitute, looking to get on the ball. Brilliant story from Kotaro Higashi. Paid his way from Japan to the Open Trials in 2017 and impressed Mike Anhauser. Won Newcomer of the Year the following year. He's had a pretty solid season this year as well.
No, and you know, if you're a player now and you see his energy with the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes, then you know, that's not a good thing to see at this late stage of the game.
Duvernay over his catching practice for Kaminski.
It's amazing how quickly this game's gone. Can't believe it. It's almost over.
4 minutes left to play of regulation here at MUSC Health Stadium.
So there'll be a few minutes added on. You know, we've had plenty of substitutions. We've had the hydration breaks. I think we've probably got about another 8 or 9 minutes left in this game. And as I said, it could be vital for both teams.
Here's Ian. Schaik there to pick up the loose ball. Back to Mueller. To say overall it's been a pretty even game this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been played in spells and both teams have had their moments.
Here's Higashi for Boshua. Boshua out wide to Lagera at the edge of the box. Gets one in, patted away by Tambakis. Talking of spells, a bright one for the battery there. Boshua brings it down in the box, he's brought to ground. Kevin Broadley waves play on. And that brought everybody up off the battery bench down below. We will get the chance to have another look at that in just a minute.
It's one of them hard ones for a referee. You know, first glance you say penalty, but he was a lot closer than we were, and we'll get a chance to see that again.
Taylor. Out wide, Perez. Dispossessed by Nico Rittmeyer. Into the mix, Lewis. Finds the feet to Higashi.
And as it should be, the battery look like they want these 3 points. They're really on the front foot now. You know, sometimes the best spell to have is the last spell, and that looks like what is happening right now.
Schaik for Kotaro. Zico Lewis. Working his way in, it's still a Tulagera. Again, another hold your breath moment for the visitors.
Have a little play again by Guerra and Lewis where they linked up there. Now they're both very creative players. I'm sure that'll be a yellow card now for Schaik. Probably a good foul at this stage. He was well beaten, and I think we're going to see this final substitution.
See if we can have another look at that penalty call in just as soon as we have an opportunity.
Yellow card issue to Charleston batter number 4.
Here we have here, look, you can see his arms are all over him. Boshua does really well. There's definitely contact there. Normally when a player's hand stands up, you know there's been some sort of contact, but that's a difficult one for the referees to give.
Justin Renix with his jersey on down below. He'll be the final substitution for the visitors.
Thank you.
The Indiana University product. North Carolina FC have added 3 new players since August. He is one of them. Made his MLS debut earlier this season for New England Revolution. Dangerous one there. Given by Kevin Broadley.
So it's a tough one when you see that replay, that penalty, then you see this. You know, both players have missed the ball by a distance here, and the referee's still given the free kick, and you know, that's what coaches get frustrated about. You know, we want one, is one worse than the other? One's a free kick, one's not a free kick.
So Perez makes his way out of the match, and in comes Justin Rennicks.
He was very effective in the first half, Perez, but he's drifted out the game. I mean, he had a real good spell, and then all of a sudden he's dropped out of contention.
Battery not taking any chances here. Everybody back behind the ball. A dink ball in. Mueller first to it. To Laguerra, back to Nelson. So forced straight out of the back.
Your right man has now, you think there's one more chance in this game, and you hope that your team can create it and then also take it.
Sure, still with gas in the tank. Worked tirelessly this afternoon so far. Rennicks. Stowe forced back. Spees. Out wide, Chester. Works his way in, and Mueller to deny in the box.
Experience again from Tony Mueller, the way he got in there is a fantastic play.
4 minutes have added on time for the remainder of this match. A brilliant ball in, the touch is there, and AJ Patterson to secure it out.
Hearts were in the mouths there for the back, but that was a great ball in, and it looked like he just got a little flick on it. Kaminski was caught in no man's land really, and he actually got lucky there that it just sort of fell to the side of the goal. So it's a great ball in by Spees, look, and it just gets in between people, and Kaminski just doesn't quite make his timing right. But he wasn't punished, which is good.
Rennicks, just 20 years old, real bright spark for the future, highly rated forward.
It's great play by Boshua there to put pressure on the goalkeeper now.
Guerra looking for Boshua, and intercepted by Guillen just before Tambakis could get his hands on it.
It was all down to the effort that Boshua put in on the previous play. He chased that goalkeeper down. Tambakis had no alternative just to put it out. And this would be a great time to score for the Battery. It would be a real delight for this massive crowd now to score and take the 3 points and go home. They could really sort of kickstart their playoff surge.
And usually it's going to be Kotaro Higashi to take it. Zika Lewis staying tight in the box. Higashi in at the near post. Looking to get the seconds. Patterson. Shakes recycle. Nicely done by Guerra. Nelson in space. Dinks one in. It's Rico Whitmire, 2 goals in 2 games, and he puts the Battery in front in extra time.
That was an absolutely fantastic goal, and came at the right time. And you have to say, considering the course of the second half has been well deserved. And now they've just got to make sure they shut up shop from there. Nico Rittmeier, but I'll tell you what, Nelson's had a big factor in this game. It's a great delivery by Nelson, and you have to say that's a great delivery and a great header. Maybe that's that turning point of the season now where the Battery now can really focus now and get a run of games, get some points on board and secure that long-awaited playoff spot. And if you're North Carolina, you'll be gutted right now. You know, that's... You know, they clawed their way back in, they played well through the game. What a way to win a game, and hopefully now the Battery can just hold on for these last couple of minutes and take all 3 points. It's going to be vital to their season.
Nico Rittmeier has got their fans on their feet down below us. The super sub scored midweek against Atlanta United too, and he finds the back of the net to put the Battery in front here again tonight. And now time is ticking for the visitors. And of course, not to forget, Derek, the Southern Derby Cup on the line as well. That'll just be the cherry on top if the Battery can secure all 3 points.
Yeah.
Guillen into the mix. It's dangerous because Kaminski straight out and cleanly collects.
And I'll give you my man of the match in a minute. And as much as I want to give it to Tar Brian Anunga for his goal and his energy, but I think Nelson, to me, with that final assist, I think he's defended very, very well today. He's done very well going forward. He had a real spell, and I'm torn between the two right now. I think for the young lad to come in and show the resilience that he's had, I think I'm going to give it to Nelson.
The Heineken man of the match for tonight's game, Kyle Nelson, the rookie from Wofford College. Stellar match, box-to-box action.
His cross really, hopefully, will get the battery over the line with the winning goal.
Spees into the mix, Mueller out of the back, and Kevin Gordon has decided that will be all we see from NUSC Health Stadium this afternoon. Charleston match will take home the Southern Derby Cup and keep their playoff hopes alive. A massive 3 points tonight, Dale.
Yeah, no, that is a fantastic win for the battery. You know, you can hear by the crowd how much it means to them. And as I said, over the course of the derbies, you say, is it deserved? But you know, the battery have been victim of losing games like that. And you know, I think they'll take this as a great win. As I said, sometimes you can win games and turning points in seasons and moments. That could be one of them there. As soon as the cross left Nelson's foot, Nico Rittmeyer put it in the goal. Then, as I said, maybe that's what can really get them over the line. But it's been a great game, great entertaining game, played in very hot conditions. And you can see the delight of all the home players now, how much that victory means to the battery and to this big crowd.
There he is, the man who took all 3 points for the battery, Nico Rittmeyer. So many highlights to unpack. Let's start from the very beginning. It's been a game of many chances, played at such a high tempo. It's been a brilliant one for the spectators.
Yeah, there's one, Zico Lewis. And I said the first half never really had too many. It was like a lot of huffs and puffs. Here's a shot from outside the box. I think it was some Spees or someone in it. It just goes over the top, and Joe Kaminski had it covered. But this is the goal, the first goal. It showed everything about Tar Brian Anunga. I feel pretty bad that I don't give him the man of the match tonight just for that goal. But he definitely did it. And then the second goal, Joe Kaminski in the second half made about 2 or 3 good saves before, North Carolina got their goal. And as I said, it wasn't against the run of play. That was very much in their spell. They had another good chance here where Joe Kaminski just gets it. And it all set up for the winning goal, this final goal where Nico Rittmeyer goes in. But again, Nelson was a big, vital part of that. And again, the battery will feel that they thoroughly deserve the win. And hopefully this will spur them on to the end of the season to get that playoff place that they really desperately want.
It has been Sunday fun day for Mike Hanhauser's team, who take all 3 points tonight. The playoff race continues on Friday night when they travel to MSU Soccer Park to take on New York Red Bulls too. But that's just about all we have time for here in Charleston, South Carolina. On behalf of Poppy Miller, Derek Broadley, the entire broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us for tonight's match. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express